Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Life with Patty. And I hope that you all had a very Merry Christmas. And now we look forward to the new year. And so what I wanted to do today was to come on and show you my goals for my reading goals for 2023. And I quit reading for a while to where all I was doing was crafting or coloring and was not putting any time into reading. And I'm not a fast reader, but I used to read probably 2 to 3 books a month. And then I just dropped off completely, and I picked it back up this year, and I'm glad I did. I joined the book club at our local library. There's probably about 10 of us that are very active in it, and I don't pick the books. One of the librarians there picks the books. They're always kind of difficult reads for me, not always enjoyable reads for me, something that I wouldn't necessarily pick, but I do want to stick with it because it takes me outside of my comfort zone, and I have come upon some books that I've really enjoyed from reading through the book club at the library. So I will continue to do that. And we read a book a month, except for December. We take the month of December off. So that's 11 books through the book club that we will read. And so my goal for this year is to I've picked 12 books that I want to read this year. I have a huge to be read bookshelf that I need to get through. And it's like, it almost snowballs on you because there's so many great new books coming out that you want to read those books. But I have so many great books that I need to continue and get them off my to be read bookshelf and read them. So I'm going to share that with you today. First one out the door is I have started this one with John Grisham, A Time for Mercy. And I have to tell you, I am only into it 124 pages. And this is a 5 out of 5 so far. A great book. I don't read a lot of John Grisham. I got in a little bit of where I read a little bit of his because I read A Painted House by him. Became one of my favorite books of all times. And so I started reading more of him. However, John Grisham books are mostly in the courthouse. This one will be as well. Let me read to you what it says. It says, Clayton, Mississippi, 1990. Jake finds himself embroiled in the deeply devised trial after court appoints him attorney for Drew Gamble, a timid 16-year-old boy accused of murdering a local deputy. Minnie and Clayton want a swift trial and the death penalty, but Briggins digs in and discovers that there is more to the story than meets the eye. Jake's fierce commitment to saving Drew from the gas chamber puts his career, his financial security, and his safety of his family on the line. In what may be the most personal and accomplished legal thriller of John Grisham's story career, we deepen our acquaintance with an iconic southern town of Clayton and the vivid cast of the characters that so many readers know and cherish. The result is a richly rewarding novel that is both timely and timeless, full of wit, drama, and most of all, heart. This has been a great book so far. And so I will finish this book and then do a review on it. But if you're looking for a good book to read right now, I recommend this book. Okay. So let me get started with the 12 that I want to read in 2023. I can't go through the back of every single book and read what it's about because this video would be way too long. So I'm just going to show which ones I'm reading or which ones I hope to read in 2023. First one is Sarah's Keys. This has been out, Sarah's Key. This has been out for a while, and it was in another book club, and it was highly recommended to me. I think it's based on a true story, and so I really want to read this book. I've had it for quite a while, and I really need to get it read. The next one here is A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, another one that was highly recommended to me. And so I want to get it read. And then I will do book reviews on all of these when I'm done with it. I've been watching some different book channels, and all the books that placed in the top 20 or 50 for 2022. And honestly, I had never heard of any of them. So maybe my reading is a little different than the top 20 picks of New York Times or whatever, but that's okay. The next one I picked here is Plain Truth by Jodi Picoult. This is her books are amazing, but they're very, you get sucked into them, kind of like Ellen Marie Wiseman, and sometimes they're very hard to get through because they're sad. But I do want to read this book, and simply because I have a whole bunch of her books on my to-be-read bookshelf, and I need to get some of them read. So I picked this one to read for 2023. This one I've been told by so many from Kristen Hanna, The Four Winds, is an amazing book. In a book club that I belong to online, the group organizer of the book club online said she gave this a 15 out of 10. So she hardly ever does that. And so I thought, well, I've really got to read this book. So that is next on my list of 2023. I stuck a Danielle Steele book in there, Moral Compass, because I haven't read this book. And every once in a while when I read too heavy of a book, that I need a lighter read, and I will pick a Danielle Steele. So I put one in the stack so that I'd have one to fall back on. Nicholas Sparks is another one of those, usually that is just a feel-good, easy read. And so this one is A Bend in the Road. And I just put this in there as well as a backup for something for a more enjoyable, lighter read. Big Little Lies. I had this book, and then my daughter-in-law wanted a book to take home with her to read on the trip back to Montana as they drove, and it's an 18-hour drive. And so she had taken this book. And so then one of my customers at work, that she knows I love to read, and so she had finished just reading this book. She said it was really good, and so she gave it to me. And I thought, well, that is awesome, because I didn't get it read the first time. So here we are. I've got it now. Ellen Marie Wiseman, this is her latest book, The Lost Girls of Willowbrook, and it is based upon the true stories of people that lived at the psychiatric ward at Willowbrook in Long Island, New York. So I believe it was Long Island, New York. And so I read all of Ellen Marie's. This is, I think, her 5th book to write. And she is working on book number 6, and I do want to get that one read as well when it comes out and bought. So I need to get this one read. I have one of her books to do a book review with all of you in the near future, and that was The Orphan Collector. I will be doing a book review on that, but for now, I got this on my list because I need to get it read before her new one comes out. I have no idea what this book is even about, The Push, but my coworker, that she read this book and said it was really good, and so she wanted me to read it. Blythe the Connor is determined that she will be the warm, comforting mother to her new baby, Violet, that she herself never had. But in the exhaustion of the early motherhood, Blythe becomes convinced that something is wrong with her daughter. Okay, so I'm not going to read anymore, but it does sound like a good book. And this was, like I said, recommended from one of my coworkers. And this is actually her book, and I need to give it back to her. So I will be reading this book. She also, my coworker, gave me this book to read, which a lot of you might have seen the movie. If you have, don't tell me what it's about. I want to read the book before I watch the movie. And this was the same coworker that gave me The Push. So I need to get these 2 books read so I can give them back to her. And I've been told by lots of people this was a great book. And last but not least, this was called Cloud Cuckoo Land. And this was recommended to me by a girl that is in my book club at the library, but she's in another book club as well. And they just read this one. She said it was amazing, that it is a great, great read. And so I want to read this one as well. So those are my 12 that I will be hoping to get through in 2023. And like I said, this one has been a really good book. So if you're not sure about something to read, pick this book up and read it. And I don't even know when this one, because I have so many of John Grisham books that I haven't read as well, that I don't even know when this was published. But I just picked it up one day because I had been reading some other books and I was just like, I want something different. And I picked this up and I'm glad I did. So, all right, you guys. Well, let me know in the comments below if you have read any of these books. There's number 1. Have you read this book? Maybe quite a few have read this book. Anyways, let me know in the comments below which of these books you have read. And out of a 1 to 5, what would you rate it? Okay? So I hope that you guys all have a great day and take care. And I am going to concentrate a lot more on my reading this year. And I hope to share that with you. So I'm not necessarily just a book channel, but I will be doing a lot more of my books this year. All right, so there are my 12 picks for this year. Let me know if you've read any of them. Have a great day. Take care, and I'll see you back here real soon. I'm trying to get consistent on my uploading again. All right, guys? Talk to you later. Bye-bye.